Right, hello. I shall give it a minute or two to see who joins. I think I've got everything set up. I hope you can hear me and see me. Please shout if you can, then I'll know. Can anyone hear me? Oh, hello Maz. Can you hear me, my love? Oh, hi Rianne. So just let me know if you can hear me and see me, anyone. Just so I know. Hi Joan. Can anyone see me? Hear me? Ah, thank you, Maz. That's fine. I didn't know if I was going to be talking to myself. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Right. Where are we? I'll give it a minute or two. Hi, Anne. You can see me. That's good. Thank you. Right. At least I know everything's working. That's absolutely fine. Right. Thank you, Joan. Yeah, thank you. That's good. You can see my desk. Yes. This is the tidy part of it. I won't even discuss what's around the outside, but never mind. Right. I think there's a few in now. So hello to everybody. I wanted to go through with you a little bit about some new books that we've got coming out. These are going to be released on Monday, next Monday, and we're doing a range of A sizes. Hi Judith. So we're doing book covers and spines from A5 down to A9, so a good variety of sizes. The good thing about it is these books are very slightly over the A size, so when you do your inserts you can literally just use A4 sheets and cut them down by folding in half, etc, to the size you need, and you get a nice kind of allowance round the edge. So although they say that they're A5 down to A9, they are just very slightly bigger, so you can use them like that. And it means that you can use a lot of your tiny scraps of paper and things as well, because I've got some fabulous samples from the design team here. They haven't all arrived yet, but I will show you the ones we have got. Whoops, a daisy. It's not that one. That's it. I'll show you some of the ones we have got. These ones are from Julia, and this is the smallest size, so you can, in fact I've got one of the smallest and one of the largest here that are going to be in the set, so you can see. So hi Katrina. Oh, okay Joan, that's fine. Yep, it will be there afterwards. So this gives you an idea of the different sizes that we're going to be doing. So you've got, this is the A9, and then it gradually goes up in different sizes. Let me just get rid of that. Like this. So they're all A sizes. I think that's the same as that one. Up to A5. Let's move that along a bit so you can see. So you can see how fabulous these books are. Now, the good thing about them is they come with these pre-drilled spines. So Basically, you can use them for your sewing techniques. However, you don't have to. All of these books, I think maybe except this one. No, this hasn't been sewn either. These are all no-sew books. So the spines are being held in just by wrapping around the top. I'll have to see if that's on in camera. Let me just move that over a little bit. That probably is there. That's it, that's better. So you can see that these have just been wrapped around. You can put as many signatures in as you like if you're wrapping them yourself, or you can do them another way where, see, this one has been just using the top and bottom holes and using just 2 signatures. So you've got lots and lots of options with these, and you can just put in these. I mean, these are beautifully decorated. This is Bernadette's. It's amazing. So much work has gone into these. You don't have to put the same size pages in if you don't want to. This is all using things like your junk journaling stuff and that kind of thing. So that's one way of doing them. Again, this is Julia. She's done so many of these. They're beautiful. It's upside down. And these are also no sew. However, it all sits in lovely. There's not nothing's falling out. Or you can go with the option of sewing them. So this is one that I've prepped, very simple, nothing as elaborate as the girls have done. And these, you can see here where I have actually sewn these in like that, and you can use them in their entirety, the holes. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to show you. You may know how to do this, so my apologies if you do, but you may not. I'm going to show you roughly how you would join the spine together with the covers, and then give you an idea of the sewing technique, just so you can see what's going on. Now, also on the show, because this is all going out on Create and Craft on Monday, also on there, obviously they'll be released on our website as well, but what we're also bringing out, this isn't ours, this is from Crafty Individuals, and they're also going to be on the show. And these fabulous papers that oh, I'm getting an angry face. Have I done something wrong? Sorry, don't know why I got an angry face then. So these are also going up from Crafty Individuals, and I was going to use these to use on the books. So, and these are lovely as well, lovely papers. So I'll use one of those shortly, and then also I'm going to be using this stamp set from Chocolate Baroque, which goes perfectly with these papers and is ideal for using on all these little mini books, at all the different sizes. It's brilliant. So let me just get started. I'm guessing so, Carol. It might have been a mistake. I don't know, unless I said something I shouldn't have done. But my apologies if I did. Right. So I'm going to take these. Oh, okay, Maz. That's all right. As long as I haven't said anything wrong. I do worry about these things. It's the trouble when you do lives and you sort of, you're conscious. It's a bit the same when you're on the TV, actually, because you tend to think, oh, I've got to be so careful what I say, and I don't make sure I don't say the wrong thing. So no, it's fine, Maz. Don't worry at all. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these sheets. And obviously we want to have these stamps facing up the right way. So when we glue these onto the covers, we need to make sure, because they've got rounded corners, we need to make sure that they're kind of handed on there. So I'll grab my glue and I shall just pop a little bit. If I'm sort of doing this not live, I tend to be a little bit more careful with how I put the glue on, but as it's not a big problem today, so I'm going to pop that on there right up to the edge. I don't like waste. And then do this one like this. And pop that on there like that. Just leave a little gap so it's nice and easy. I'm just going to turn this paper around so I can make sure I'm butting up to the top. That's it. Now this glue does dry fairly quickly, but I will just leave it just for a 30 seconds or so. Now also what we're bringing out is like a little accessory pack, which is going to include 3 meters, I think, of this construction tape. There's going to be 3 different colours, but it'll be random. Now what's great about this stuff is you've got like a backing on it, and it sticks brilliantly. It's lovely and matte. It's really nice stuff. So there will be some of that, also some thread and a needle and a few sheets of paper. So if you've not done sewing into the spines before, like sewing signatures before, it's a great little starter pack without having to because there's going to be some thread as well, sorry, some white thread, without having to buy lots and lots of stuff to try. So it'd just be a little starter pack so you can have a go. So that will also be available from Monday. Right, so this should be stuck down. I am just going to just run my blade along there, like that, and like that. Move it out the way. Oh, is Facebook? Oh, hi Diane. Is Facebook playing up? Is it Judith? Do you know what? There's a lot to be said for technology. I don't have a lot of luck with it normally. All right, so that's just roughly put your paper onto your covers like that. Now I find just a normal nail file, you don't need anything elaborate. You can just do this round the edges, and it means you haven't got to try and get a nice rounded edge around the curved part of the book. So just pop that all around like that, and then the same with that one. Like that. And then you get your nice rounded edge there. Like that. So let's move that out of the way. You have to excuse me if things don't quite work properly. I've hurt my wrist. I don't know if it's a bit of arthritis. I've already got it in my fingers. And I don't know if it's gone down into my wrist. It's quite sore today. But hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, and for taking on holidays. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's just a little mini pack that you can take along. Right, so that's that. And then we have with this, every one of these has its own spine that goes with it, like this. You will just need to pop out these little bits. They are cut right through, but they don't always all fall out. So I'll just pop those out like that. It doesn't take long to do. That's it. Put those out the way. Right, so what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to put some, oh, I've got a little bit loose up there. I'm just going to pop a bit of glue in there. Kept catching that and I could feel it. That's it. Okay, sorry. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to do the same and cover the insides. I'll probably do that with something a bit different. I love this one. It's brilliant. Brings back memories seeing Tooting Junction on there. I was born in Tooting. So yeah, it does bring back some memories. Many, many years ago that was. Right, so again, just put some glue on. Any decent PVA glue is fine for grey board. Okay, pop that on there like that. And then the same with this one. Like that. I'll just turn that around so I can see if it's lined up with the edge. That's it, like that. And like that. This is why I like wet glues, because they're quite forgiving. You can move things around a little bit. Although the red liner tapes are amazing, you do have to be a little bit more careful about getting it right. Okay, so I shall just cut along there, like that, and cut along there, like that. And then cut down that one. Whenever you're using a craft knife to cut paper that you've glued onto board, make sure your craft knife is quite sharp. If it's not, it will start to tear the paper, which is a bit of a nuisance. So if you have a nice sharp knife, that will just prevent that. Okay, again we're just going to smooth off the edges just with a nail file. Hi Noreen. Like that. So clean that edge up a little bit more. So there we have our two covers. Now what I also tend to do as well, that's a good tip, Judith. Yes, definitely that is, without a doubt, because you've got you've still got the red liner tape, which is really strong. Yeah, no, that is a great tip. So hi Linda. Right, so what I also do is I just run a little bit of black ink around the edge. You don't have to do this, of course, but I kind of like the look like this. And as you can see, I mean, these already, this could be using up quite small pieces of scrap paper that you have, which is really handy, because we've all collected scraps of your favourite scrapbooking papers, haven't we, that just sit there and don't get used. Like that. So, oops, sorry, knocked the camera, so you're probably going all over the place, wibbly wobbly now. Okay, so that's those. Then we take our spine piece, which was that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Which I didn't quite pop everything out. That's it. And what we need to do now is we need to actually tape these together. But what you have to do when you do this is you must always leave a gap between the spine and the covers here. Otherwise, it won't bend. You want it to be able to bend like this. Okay. Now, as a rule of thumb, you want the gap to be the same thickness as the board itself. So you're looking at a gap roughly like that. Okay. And then that will be about right. Now, if you're not happy with doing it like that, you can actually put them together like that, and then you can tape over. But I actually find that quite fiddly. I actually think it's easier if you actually leave a gap like that. Okay, so what we do now is take one like that and like that. I'm going to get the tape. Hi, Charmaine. And I'm going to cut a piece which is a little bit over length, okay, because we want it to actually fold round over the top and the bottom like that. Now, this isn't going to be wide enough to do this, but we can use two pieces. It sticks to itself, so it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to just take the backing piece off, which is always a little bit on the fiddly side, like that. Okay. And then what I want to do first of all is make sure that I'm going in equally, going in about the same amount equally on the actual book itself. Just a little way, you don't have to go in too far. Press that down. We'll turn that over like that. And then this is where you want to put your spine piece level with that little gap like that. That's about right. That will do. I'm just eyeing it in, but that's fine. Okay. Then you can turn these over the top like this and like that. Now, at this stage, you don't want to do the inside one yet. We want to do the other outside one first of all, and then we're going to poke through from this side, so we know where the holes are, through to the back, but I'll show you how to do that. So now we want another piece, which is going to be, again, a little bit longer, because you want it to fold right over, like that. I'll take off this backing piece again, like that. And then again, we're just going to go in equally, just a little way in onto there like that. Stick that down, turn that over, and then making sure you've got it all the right way round, just pop that in there like that, like that. That's roughly right. And then we can turn those bits over like that, and you can see that your spine will bend, you see. Now, we are going to put tape on the inside. Before we do that, get a pokey tool or whatever you have, and you want to just poke through all these holes like this. If you're going to use them all, of course. If you're doing the no sew, you don't need to poke through these holes at all. And that's the beauty of it, because they'll be completely hidden. You wouldn't even know the holes were there. So, but because I am going to sew, or show, at least to start to show you how to sew, I need all the holes. Right, so next step, now we've done that, you can see they've been poked through there. Next step is I'm now going to cut another piece of tape, but this time not quite as long as the book itself. I want it just a little bit short of the length of the book. This is going to be on the inside, like that. So that's going to fit in there nicely, like that. Oh, hi Louise. Right, so we'll just take that bit off. Oh, these are so fiddly to do, aren't they? Especially when your wrist is playing you up. Right, so, and then you want to put the tape so you're lining it up roughly where those two bits are folded over. I'm doing this at a bit of an angle because I'm sitting, I'd normally look overhead to do this. So I might not get it absolutely spot on. Oh, it's not too bad. Like that. And then you want to just push down into that crease there. Like that. And you can see that's giving you a really, really lovely finish. Okay. So now I'm just going to do this one. So just cut that off a little bit short again. Pop off the backing. Like that. And then line those up there. And push down like that. And that's given that a nice smart finish as well on the inside. Now we still want these holes because we're going to do some sewing. So you're now going to go through the ones that you've already created here and push them out through the other side. So you've got all of your holes again. Like that. Oh, do you have to keep refreshing so you can comment, Noreen? Yeah, it's a blinking nuisance, this Facebook. It really is. Right, now you might find that you'll get a little bit of muckiness on your pokey tool or whatever you're using. A baby wipe will get it off eventually. However, if you struggle, WD-40 is perfect. So if you've got any of that in the house, just spray a little bit of that, tiny little bit of that on the end, and that will get all the stickiness off. Baby wipe takes a little bit longer. So like that. Okay. Right, so let me just throw some of this in the bin. Now on to making your signatures. So rule of thumb I've always found with this one is that you would use 5 pieces of paper which are folded in half. So these ones, you see you've got 5 pages there, and that is those two together. So that would make 10 pages. So that's a rule of thumb. Now the reason why you would do that is because it means you haven't got too much of a difference running down the front of the pages. So for instance, if you were to use 10 sheets of paper, the outside ones have got to go round all the paper and it won't be quite level at the front. It's not level, it never will be level, but if you only use 5, it minimises the difference. If you want to, you can always trim them off so that they are all the same length. Hand sanitizers work, do they? Well, there's a thing. I didn't know that, Carol. Personally, I prefer not to trim them. I like the handmade look of them, and so I don't bother. So what the others have done here is, you can see they've rounded the corners as well, which is lovely. You can use a corner punch to do that if you want to. And see what Bernadette did in hers is she's put all different sized pages in. They're not all the same at all. A real lovely junk journal feel to it. So of course you can do that as well. All right. If you're going to be doing the different size pages, you need to be a little bit mindful of where your sewing is going to go, because you might find it doesn't quite catch the page properly or something. So you need to just make sure it's all lining up quite well with your holes before you do that. Yeah, I must admit, mixed size papers are brilliant, Louise. It really gives it that lovely junk journal-y feel, and it really makes it your own book too. Right, so now we've done that. Now what I'm going to do this time, for a little bit of speed, and also because I was going to actually stick some papers over the top as well. So I've only got signatures of 3 sheets here. So these I've just literally cut down from A4 cartridge paper, which is a nice weight. It's great for doing all your sort of colour and everything else on there as well if you want to. We're going to have some of those cartridge papers in the starter pack. And then that's quite handy. So it's also quite nice if you want to just glue things to it as well. So all you do is cut it down to size. So these being A sizes, this is literally an A4 cut in half, I think that's right. I've got an A4 piece here. Let's have a look. Oh no, actually it's not. So that's A4. So this is the paper cut into 4, literally like that. So out of an A4 sheet, you're going to get quite a lot of pages out of it. Oh, sorry, Louise. Yeah, it's all these little books. We're bringing out all little books with spines, which are running from A5 down to A9. So this is like the A9 size. So you've got a lovely tiny one, and then it goes up to the A5 size, which is this one. They're all coming out on Monday. Oops, I'll hit the camera again. But we're also bringing out a little starter kit with the construction board and needle and cotton and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all coming out on Monday, and we're going to be using them alongside these papers with from Crafty Individuals, and also the stamps we're also going to be using is the Chocolate Rock one. So a real mixture of all sorts of different companies going on. Okay, so what you do when you've cut your paper to the right size is you have to excuse the black on here. I've got ink on my fingers. You won't do that if you're at home. You just fold them in half, and that in itself is called a signature. So we'll do another 3 sheets there. I must admit that the tiny, I have a thing for tiny books, Louise. I really do. We've brought out many over the years, and they are just absolutely adorable. They're so cute. Right, that's another section of 3 there, and then do you know what, Louise? This is what, because obviously I'm friendly with Leslie from Chocolate Baroque and Jean from Crafty Individuals, and we've said to each other, it's really the way forward to try and collaborate with companies because people can then look and buy the whole collection, and they know that they can create what you're saying, you know, what you're doing. They can create exactly what you're doing, and I just think, yeah, it's great, to be honest. Oh, Kim, you're quite confused. How have I confused you? Apologies if I have. Right. So what we're going to do now is, with a pencil, I'm just going to pop this roughly middle of this book here. So you've got an equal amount of space, top and bottom there, or side by side as I'm looking at it. And I'm just going to make a little mark where each of the rows of holes are, like that. Okay, and then you can do the same with the other two signatures. So you can just mark them like that, so they're all level. You're not going to see these little marks once it's all in the book. Like that. And then what we want to do with a pokey tool of some sort, you need to open them out. I tend to put it on a piece of sponge like this, pop that down, and then just create holes where your marks are. Obviously, the more paper you use, the thicker it's going to be. So just bear that in mind. Now, there's absolutely nothing to stop you at this stage to do any stamping or anything you like on your pages before you actually sew them in. You don't have to try and do it afterwards. You can really go to town with your decorating, or if you're using pattern papers rather than plain. Oh, sorry, Kim. Okay. I don't think I saw that you'd reference. I think you probably did reference it, and I didn't quite catch up on that one. Right, so now I've got these three signatures, so now we're going to sew them in. I might only show one. It depends how we do with time. I don't want to bore you. You want to use some decent, this is waxed thread. What we're going to have in the starter kit is also waxed thread, but it's white. It's not quite as thick as this, but it's actually proper bookbinding thread that we're going to have in the starter kit. This is, you can buy all sorts of different colours of threads from all sorts of places. You know, that are too many to mention. You know, once you get into it, you can look around and hunt around, and you can find all sorts of things. We don't sell anything other than the white, but you can get it in all sorts of places. So I'll cut that off. You need a decent quality needle. In the starter kit there will be a needle. It's a proper bookbinding needle that you'll get. It's quite chunky. It's also got a fairly large eye in it, which is ideal for people like me that, unless I've got my glasses on, I can't see a thing. So that makes it nice and easy to thread without all the fiddling around. Now you can double your thread up, or there's nothing wrong. Yeah, exactly, Charmaine. This is what I thought. If I used a coloured thread, you are going to be able to see what's going on. You can double it up, but this thread's quite thick. I'm going to do it just as a single thickness, and I'm just going to put a little knot in the end there, like that. Hopefully that will stop it going through. We will find out. So what you need to do is, I always start from the middle. So I'm going to do the one on the outside first, this row here on the outside. I'm going to put that through, but not through the paper, because I want the paper to hide that knot. So that's the reason why I've done that. Thanks, Noreen. Right, so then you go back, so you go up one and you go back through like this. Like that. And then at this point, you can then start to bring in your signature. So where the second hole down, you're going to go the second hole down on your paper. Take that through. Oh, I knocked you again, my apologies. Put that right up like that, and then we're going to go up one more. So we're going to go through that hole there, and then through the corresponding hole in the spine, like that. So you can see that that's your first part there sewn in. All right, don't worry if it's a little bit loose at this stage, because you can sort of pull it all through afterwards and tighten it all up. I'm just going to move that out of the way because I'm going to keep hitting that. Right, now we need to start working back down. So you can go back now through this one that you created here, and that will come back through that hole there. Like that. And then we're going to go down to the next one. Now you do need to be a little bit careful, because this is where your knot is. So you need to try and just get your needle down in through next to the knot, like that. And then pull that down like that, and you can see now you're getting your stitch forming there. And if you look on the back, you've got your stitch forming there. Okay. Then we'll go down into the third one and go up through. So you've got your next hole, but also the corresponding hole in your paper. And then we're going to go down again further to the last one. So that is going to go through those two like that. Oops, that's caught around there. Let's just move that. Pull that through. So there you can see how your stitches are forming there. Okay. We'll swap that over, and you can see that's all formed a nice stitch along there. That's going to go back through there, which is also going to go through your paper. Like that. And then you've got one more to do, which is going back through the centre one, like that. Okay, that's your first signature in. So it's that easy. Now what you can do is you can tie this off. So you can literally just wrap this round a couple of times, do a little knot and tie it off if you want to. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to, which I've got enough thread so I can probably do another signature, you can literally just go along to the middle. Now what it's going to mean is that you are going to get this little bit of thread that's coming across like this. But I actually think that can look nice, or you can do what I did on this one. Let's move that out of the way. And you can just pop a button over the top, which I think looks lovely, and that hides any of the little gubbings behind there. So I've now come through, so we're now through bit back to the inside. Now this is when you can pick up your next signature. You're in the middle hole, so you're going to go in through the middle hole there, like that. And then it doesn't matter which way you go, but you're just going to work away up through the holes again. We're working on the middle row of holes. So like that, and then that is going to go through there like that. Yes, Louise, it is perfect if you want to add an elastic closure. It's really good way of having a nice closure for your books. There are so many different things you can do. You can actually stick some ribbon down before you put your paper on, and then that's stuck down underneath your paper. That's another way of creating a way of tying your books up. There's so many different closures and things. It's just so many different ideas. Right, so you can see now that the stitch is forming on the outside here, and we're at the top, so we're going to go back down through there, which is going to come out of that hole again there. Okay, and then we can go into the middle like that. And then down there to that one. And you can see once you get going, it's very, very quick. So that now is nearly your second signature in. Yes, Helen, on Monday, it's going to be, I'm going to be on the TV on Monday at 9 in the morning, and we'll also be releasing it on our website as well. Right, so then we go back into the middle one there, like that. Now, obviously now you've ended up on the inside. So if you want to do another signature and carry on with your piece of thread, then you need to just go wrap that around something and then go back through. Or what you can do is you can just wrap it around out there. But what I'll do now is I'll just wrap that through there. We'll go back through that hole again. Oh, get there in the end. There's a bit more thread going through it now, so it's a little bit tougher. That's it. And then as you pull that through, that actually will hold that in place. That's fine. You can't really see that. Oh, okay, Charmaine. That's made me laugh. Yes, Louise, just the 1 hour. Since the merger, I only get 1 hour now. But it's fine. I don't mind. Right, so we're back to the middle, and we're on the outside. So we're going to go along and do the third one. I might just have enough thread. We shall see. So we're going there again. You've got a nice little stitch. I quite like that actually, the little stitch running across like that. And then we get our third signature. Pop that up through there like that, and then we can work through the remaining holes that we have on the next line. I hope I'm not moving this around too much so you can't see it. Up through there like that. You can see that starting to form. Back through there like that. That one in there. We shall put that one through there. Get a little bit short thread now. Don't know if it's going to stretch quite far enough. That one in there. Oh, just about, I think. And then that's going to go through there like that. Oh, thanks, Louise. Bless you. Thank you. Right, so you can do what I did before if you want to. So you would loop that through there, and then you can put that back through there. And then if you wanted to, if you had plenty of thread, which I'm a little bit short of thread to do, you can actually get your button then, and you can sew your button on. Okay, but because I'm a little bit short of thread, I won't do that. I'm just going to tie it off. Just put that back through there. That's it. So I'm just going to pop that through there. And just tie that off, and then we can snip that off by a hair's whisker. Yeah, I mean, literally, I didn't plan it. I just right. So that is everything sewn in like that. Okay, and then what you can do is, like for instance, what I'll probably do with these is I'll probably cover some of them with the other pattern papers and things like that, which will be lovely. And then what you can also use, if you are using one of these stamps from Chocolate Baroque, I did stamp some off. Now what's lovely about these, now obviously I've just done a travel themed, so we've got on the stamps, you've got all the sort of travel words, you've got nature words, and you've got journaling words. They're brilliant strips. What's great about them is because you don't have to use them as a strip. So you would actually stamp the whole strip, but then you can pick out any word that you want, and you can just cut round it. Like that. And then you can, the stamps are lovely. Why Nat's whisker is another, oh yeah, skin of my teeth. Now, yeah, skin of my teeth, I know, yeah. Now we can just ink round the edge of that. And then you could raise that up on a couple of your sticky dots. I haven't got any to hand, and you can just pop that on there. But you could use any of these. I mean, these stamps are perfect. You could use them to stamp on your detail on your pages and things like that. So there's so many different ways you can use these stamps. I highly recommend that if you do go and buy these bundles that we've got, definitely check out the stamps and the papers, because they are absolutely lovely and they go so well. So pretty much that's, I wanted to show you basically what it was all about and everything. And that's, in fact, I've just realised what I have done is that was going to be the inside and that was going to be the outside, but never mind, it doesn't matter, it's not important. So what I'll do before I sign off, I'll just give you another little look at these, because for whoever tuned in a little bit later and didn't see them at the start. So these are just some of the samples of the different sizes that we're doing. So we've got, as I say, A5 right down to A9, and they're going to be coming in a good size pack. You're going to get a lot of books for your money. And as I say, these are all no-sew, so you don't have to sew them at all. But they all come with these drilled spines, so you will have that option on all of them if that's what you want to do. And then, I mean, these little ones, I have a thing about little books. They're just gorgeous. So there's the samples of all the little ones. And I just love the fact that they go up in the A sizes, because it means that when you're using your papers inside, you're not doing a load of measuring. You can literally just fold your A4 papers down and cut them to the right size. These are great. This is using card, and you can just stick on pictures and things on your card. What I love about this one is Julia's created pockets in there. I mean, it's just beautiful. It really is. Like that. So yeah, there you go. That's just some ideas for you. I hope the demo was informative. I'm sure some of you already knew how to do that, but in case you didn't, it's always good to know. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate being on here, and hopefully you'll tune in on Monday and see me making a fool of myself on the TV as usual. Thanks ever so much, guys. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.